I talk to him like multiple times a week, so I can.
I feel so shitty, dude. He messaged me like 2 days ago, and me and Allie were watching Ghostbusters. Me and Allie were watching Ghostbusters. I just never got back to him.
Yeah.
Hi guys, I'm Patrick.
And I'm Adam.
And this is Clock,
Stock,
and Barrel. Okay, we have a really fun one for you today.
Yeah.
This is one of Adam's new watches.
Yeah. This is a watch. When I first got into watches, I want to say 5 years ago, I actually looked into Lum-Tec. And then at that point, they were
huge Panerai fan.
Yeah, I still am. I still would love a Lumer. That's one of my grails. But this was too much money. I was like, there's no way I could ever spend this much. And then I kind of remembered that these guys existed recently, and I saw them actually at the what is it called? There was a Crown and Caliber, I believe, event in New York City. Was that what it was?
Might have been.
Yeah. They had a bunch of people. The Squale was there, Lum-Tec was there, and I got to talking to some of the representatives, and the customer service was like impeccable.
Really?
And we'll kind of get to that with some of the specs and stuff. We'll talk about that.
Sure.
But I felt some of them.
So
I got the Lüm-Tec M75. We'll do a little unboxing here for you guys.
Sure.
This is a titanium version of the Lum-Tec. It's one of their highest end models. So quick unboxing, get the white outer box. Cool little certificate of authenticity here that you get that I guess it's signed and talks about the movement that's inside there. Nobody really cares about that stuff, right? Everyone wants to see the watch.
Yeah.
There's a little warranty card as well.
Thanks for showing us. Yeah.
Little warranty card that comes
in.
This is a 2016 little card here. So this model came out, I think, last year. You can see it comes in a nice, cool little box.
It's great. Is that actual wood, or is it just texture?
Yeah, I think it's real wood. Yeah, I'm almost positive. All right. So the watch itself.
It's absolutely gorgeous, dude. And it came on a leather. Is this true?
It came on a leather. I actually bought this secondhand, so it came on a Zulu, but it comes with this brown leather, and then it comes with a little rubber strap as well. If I can get this freaking thing out, that says Lum-Tec on it. So pretty nice, 24 millimeter width. So yeah, the watch itself, it's pretty gorgeous. Like I said, it takes a lot of cues from the Panerai. I love Panerais. Luminars are one of my favorite. 44. We'll get into the specs in a little bit, but it's 44 millimeters, so it's it's rather large.
Yeah, you can definitely tell where it's inspired from.
Yeah,
it's a little aged too. I guess did they make an aged version and a non-aged?
So Lum-Tec, no, they make their own loom in house. So I guess the blend of the loom that they have, that's the color that the loom is.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Dude, it looks really good. I usually don't wear watches that are larger than 42, but I actually tried this on a second ago, and it's actually my first impression of the watch. It's similar to my Belova, and because the way the case is shaped, it's a square style, it wears really, really well. Particularly if you have a smaller wrist, I think you could get away with this. I have a 7¼ wrist, if you guys don't know. And this fits perfectly. So if you guys are concerned about it being too big, I don't think that's an issue. And the thing is, they use... we can read off some of the specs. You want to rattle off some of the specs? I'd love to let you guys know what they're working with, but it's something that Adam told me. They're actually working with the highest grade of titanium that people use on wristwatches.
So this is grade 5 titanium, and through numerous sources, through Rolex forums and a couple other forums, believe it or not, I've heard, and it's been confirmed, that Tudor uses grade 2 titanium in their Pelagos, which is worse. So when I say worse, this is much more scratch resistant. I don't know some of the other properties like corrosion and scratch resistance are big. Is basically better on the grade 5, and a lot of Seiko uses grade 5.
They do?
Of course they do.
Well, right? I guess it would depend on the model you're getting. But there's like Seiko 5s that have titanium. I'm sure they use less.
Oh yeah. But for sure all the Grand Seikos.
For that for using coating. They'll use a certain coating on different titaniums to get it to be a little bit more
the Dia Shield and stuff.
This doesn't use any coating. It's just high grade titanium. Right. Is that correct? So here's
let's rattle off some specs from the website.
We'll start in like right there. Yeah. You can closer. Yeah. Okay, so guys, as Adam said, it's a 44 millimeter width, excluding the crown, so it's going to be a little bit longer on the sides. It has a 24 millimeter lug width, and it has that solid grade 5 titanium case and crown. I'll go ahead and show that crown off. It's signed, right?
Yeah, it is signed with the little LT. It stands for Lum-Tec, of course.
So you have a double domed, low profile sapphire crystal. So it's double side anti-reflective coating. Now this is good or bad for some of you folks out there. I prefer to have it on the inside because it'll start to wear over the years, but that's if you mishandle it. So we're good. And another cool bit of news is if you want to support our local economy here in the US, these are completely assembled in Ohio.
So that's my favorite part.
I mean, there's a lot of brands that are moving their business back here, but it's really expensive. And when a company commits to doing that, and you see the prices on these watches, it's understandable. Because they're doing a lot for you. But go on.
So they use an ETA 2824, right? Which is a very vanilla, great, fantastic workhorse movement. But everything, it's completely assembled right outside of Cleveland, Ohio, which I think is awesome. Mm-hmm. We're talking like blue collar America, bringing in grade 5 titanium, just a badass beater type watch. And this is kind of one of this one looks, has the cushion case and everything, but they have a lot of watches in their lineup. They have the B series, which is kind of almost looks more like a Flieger. It's just kind of a circle, very circular watch face, and a couple others. But
so definitely pull their inspirations from other groups.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, there's no denying that this has some cues from the Panerai with the 36912 dial and the cushion case, but it's still very much a watch of its own, especially with the second hand.
And because it's not advertised, let me actually get something out of the way. I'm reading through some of these statistics here, and it's pretty awesome. They're using Viton gaskets, and this watch is 300 meters water resistant. So your average is about 200 for most watches these days. I think that are commercial consumer market grade watches. This thing has 300 meters water resistant. That's as good, so you guys know, as a Marine Master 300. So that's pretty impressive for what you're getting in this package. And it also uses a screw lock crown with a double diamond sealing system. Now, this might be something unique to them. I'm unaware of this, but maybe Adam knows. We can post some information for you. You can probably find it on their website. But this group's new to me. This is actually the first watch I've seen from them, but I've seen a lot of photos of this company and their watches. And what's unique about them, it's in their name, is they design their own loom. You hinted at it a second ago. And one last thing, guys, you get a 2-year warranty when you buy these. That's great.
I think one of the things I think they do lifetime their customer service, like I said, is absolutely phenomenal. They do lifetime timing adjustments, free lifetime timing adjustments.
Don't have to send it to Switzerland.
And free lifetime pressure testing and seal lubrication and cleaning. So bang for the list for this is $1,175, I believe. So this is the higher end. Because we're talking grade 5 titanium case, we're talking ETA 2824. There are a lot. This is the M75. There are a lot of different watches in the M range.
This is mint. This is like mint.
Oh yeah, absolutely beautiful. Yeah. And they have a couple models with Miyota. I think the 9015 movements, and then they have some models with a quartz.
Wow.
Quartz power in there too. Yeah, nice.
Guys, right? That's a joy. So this is let me give you an initial impression. I really like this. The crown action is phenomenal, and it's threaded like deep into that crown. Like getting it unscrewed took some effort. So
pull it all the way out. You can go ahead.
Yeah, if you guys are worried about, if you all are worried about your watches getting water in them, if you shower with these, or you swim with these, or you do anything aquatic sport, this would be fine. Like that is definitely, the feeling of security is there. I know sometimes you'll get a watch that's screw down crown, but it's like 2 turns and it falls off, right? This thing was like a good 5 turns to get it off that. Yeah. And the action is phenomenal. It's such a smooth turning, because it's like, we've owned so many watches that use Miyotas or ETA 2824s or 2892s, and they're very common movements now. At this point, it's like it's like take your pick. Like, what watch case did you want with an ETA movement?
Right.
But there's certainly a different feel and quality when a company takes it and does something like this. Like, I've had ETAs that don't have as nice an action on setting the time, nor manually winding like
Yeah.
that felt really
Yeah,
really
pop it
good.
and just screw it all the way in, and you'll feel.
Ooh, that double diamond crown.
Yeah, you can.
That's weird.
That extra snap. You
Whoa,
feel it.
yeah. So there's a level of pressure when you're applying this crown to the body. There's a definite feel to this crown. It's like it's almost this rubber-like quality at first, where it's really dense, like a dense turning, and then it sort of like snaps or just right there. You can actually have heard it if I didn't snap, but then you start feeling the metal on metal when it screws in. That must be part of their double lock system, but. It was really sweet, and the crystal is like the clarity. Like, there's no way legibility is not going to be an issue with this. It's so easy to read.
Yeah.
But you've had it for about a week now.
I've had it, a little over a week now. I've worn it quite a bit. It's been super comfortable on the wrist, and I think it's worth noting that even though it's 44 millimeters, it's relatively thin.
Yeah. Well, how
relatively?
I didn't read. It's probably 12 millimeters if I'm going to guesstimate.
So yeah, 12, maybe 13. But regardless, it's pretty thin. So I guess this watch is pretty much almost perfect. The only qualms that I would have are potentially the straps. The leather, the leather's okay. It's not amazing.
No.
I don't know. What do you think about the leather? It feels a little rubbery, I think. But
I was smelling it earlier. It's like it is genuine leather.
Yeah, it is.
It's genuine leather.
Yeah.
Trust me, guys.
The buckle's great. I like the buckle.
No, the buckle looks great. Like I mentioned my Belova earlier. It came on a leather strap, and this kind of feels like my Belova strap.
Yeah, I mean it's not horrible, but it's not.
I mean, how does it feel on the wrist? I guess is the next question, right? But sometimes it just takes a little while to loosen up. And this leather strap looks like it was unworn. I mean.
It was completely unworn.
Probably didn't wear
completely unworn when I got that.
So maybe after a little while it would start to feel a little bit.
And that's the thing too, is I haven't broken in the leather yet. So
so guys, you know what?
Once I do,
a little wrist shot for you guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go for it. So maybe once I break in the leather, it'll feel a little bit better as well.
And this is a 7 1/4 inch wrist. And for me, the thing that either makes or breaks the deal is whether or not the lug to lug, if the lugs are spilling over my wrist, it's too big. It is way too big. But again, the case design, I can see why people like these square cases. I can see why people like Panerai. Just looking at this, I can guess this is why people like Panerai. I'm not a huge fan of Panerai. I've never looked at their inventory. But I can definitely see why from this.
I love Panerai, but
you would know more than me.
I've always loved them. So, and then it also comes with this rubber strap.
Impression on that? So have you worn it on that rubber strap?
So I did wear it. I actually had to give it the boiling water treatment, as some of you guys may know. If you don't know what that is,
sounds like torture.
You basically put the rubber in a cup, right? So that kind of it morphs to the side of the cup or the shape of the cup, and then pour boiling water in there. Let it sit for a few minutes, and then just pour some freezing water in there. And then you can see, so this was completely straight when I first got it, and now it kind of has a little bit of a curve to it, so it fits a little bit better on the wrist. In terms of quality, I mean, it's okay. It's not soft. It's pretty hard, It does the job. It's not as comfortable as some of the the higher end rubbers that I have. I would compare. I guess I would almost compare this to the Z22 rubber that comes with the SKX, But it is thin, so that is nice, and it also has these kind of rivets on the underside, I guess to kind of prevent you from sweating as much, let your wrist breathe a little bit more, which is nice.
Yeah, I noticed it's a pretty thin rubber bracelet.
Yeah, so that's what it is. I think it's very comfortable because it is thin, and because I gave it the hot water treatment.
That may or may not be necessary for you guys, but it definitely helps when you're trying to fit a rubber.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's not going to break it as well as rubber.
Yeah,
as leather is. So, yeah, but I mean, overall, it's a great watch, great components, great titanium, great crown action.
Yeah,
legible dial. The lume is great. I compared it to the lume on my Marine Master 300, and the Seiko lume is a little bit brighter. But I still don't know which one lasts longer, so this could possibly last a little bit longer.
It's also really cool. I love this, because the lume looks a little aged, but also the dial has this really nice texturing to it. I'll try to make it so you guys can
so it's more of a gray dial, And I call it when I first talked to my buddy about it, I said it had like a sparkle to it almost.
Yeah.
You know, and in sunlight, it almost has this kind of like sparkle to it. But it, you know, in low light, it's kind of more like this matte.
Do you know what I mean?
Gray.
Like it has that sort of texture, like the side of like a really expensive like sneaker, like some
it
wear.
does. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It reminds me of like high-end athletic wear.
Yeah.
It has a sporty look to it, and the dial definitely captures that. And I also like how they do the seconds hand. It's like that T on the end, or like that pickaxe.
Lum-Tec.
Is that for their?
I don't know.
Is that anything to do
but it kind of looks like 2 L's or a T.
Yeah, it definitely does. No, this piece is great. I would definitely consider one for sure.
And like I said, they have some of these. They have really cool models. They have some PVD versions. They have chronograph versions. The chronograph versions are quartz. Yes, of that style. All the M versions have this cushion case to them. And these quartz versions that are still available for sale, I think some of them are listed in the mid 400s.
Really?
Mid to high 400s.
Well,
yeah.
Who does the quartz for them?
I want to say, I'm not gonna look it up right now. I don't know if it's ETA or if it's a Miyota based.
So they stick with those two.
Yeah, they're still they're still great quartz movements.
No, and that's the thing. Like, there's only so many companies that do higher end quartz, right?
Exactly.
Like high accuracy, or high frequency.
They're not gonna put a freaking fossil quartz in here, you know.
No, well, at least you're giving
it's a very reliable high end quartz movement that they use. So, and you know what else I do love too is you guys have seen this style plenty of times already, but there's really nothing on it. It says Lum-Tec, it says MDV technology, and then it says titanium on the bottom. I love that clean dial. Yeah. You know, it's not. The text isn't overwhelming on it. It's just
some people put a little too much literature.
A 3-hander with everything you need in there.
I love that dial too, man.
And it's cool too. You know, I've never had a watch with 24mm lugs before, and it actually surprisingly wears really well.
It feels more like a good bracelet. To put it in an odd way, like. If you guys wear straps of jewelry, I know some people wear straps of jewelry with their watches and stuff, just when they're accessorizing. Yeah, it's a thing. I used to, but it reminds me of wearing it reminds me of wearing like a really good leather bracelet. Yeah. Having a thick bracelet like that. And also, you can opt this out for whatever you want, which is really nice.
Exactly.
It's extremely accessible. Where the actual.
I think they're coming for us.
I know, they're onto us. Where the actual spring bars sit, there's a lot of clearance for other straps, so that's also good news if you guys want to opt out this leather strap.
Yeah, and there's plenty of websites that have aftermarket panerai straps because 24 is the standard size for the Luminor, and paneristas, as they call them, they absolutely love accessorizing with straps. So you can throw any panerai strap, any aftermarket panerai strap on here, and it'll be welcome. So
any Lum-Tecians as well.
$1,000, yeah, $1,000. You get a phenomenal watch, workhorse movement that you can have fun with.
So we can see you like it.
I love it, and so far I think I'm gonna keep it. You guys know I'm a serial flipper.
Yeah, at this point.
And I've always wanted to try one of these and kind of just live with it for a little while. And so far, I think I'm gonna hang on to it for a little while. Oh, totally forgot one of the coolest things. The M75 is limited to 85 pieces.
Really?
85 pieces. So that's one of the cool things they do with a lot of their higher end pieces that are like $800, $900, $1,000. Is they're limited to very, very, very short production runs. So this is number 83 out of 85. You guys can probably see that right on the case back right there. I think a couple of their other ones are limited out of 100. There's an M76, which is very similar to this, but it has, instead of just 3, 6, 9, 12, it has every, I believe, maybe the even numbers all around the case, which is very cool.
Isn't there a version where they do like Arabic or...
Yeah, there's some, I don't even know, there's one that they have some type of Arabic numerals and it looks freaking awesome.
Yeah, it does look gnarly.
But yeah, limited piece, grade 5 titanium.
So you're not going to see too many of these, but they do make like stock standards that are similar in design. So if you're interested in getting a Lum-Tec, I think for me, so far as the first impression is concerned, I really like it. I don't know if I'd buy one quite yet, but that's just my opinion. I definitely have to own one, I suppose. and have it on the wrist for a little bit longer to get a definite impression. And again, I sort of like smaller watches, and this is no excuse wearing this 44 millimeter diameter piece, but the integrated bracelet helps. It's interesting, and that square shape helps.
Yeah, and it wears large, guys. FYI, I mean this wears like a true 44, maybe even like a 45 because of that big, huge dial.
Yeah. Oh, and that crown too.
And that crown too. That crown really pushes it out a lot too.
The action on that crown.
So
I don't know. I'm not just saying that. I've used so many the action on this crown is phenomenal. This Oris of mine, that crown. Is really a different level.
It's very unique.
Really nice.
It's unlike anything I've.
Oh, so nice, dude.
I've tried between like the Rolexes, the Omegas, you know, that you and I have owned. Tudor, like this is
kind of, and just if we're gonna compare it to my old Seamaster, that feels better.
Yeah.
I'm just being completely honest.
America, baby. America.
That's right. If you want to do it right, you get it from America,
Ohio.
Oh yeah, guys! Thank you so much for making this watch, and thank you for giving us the joy of wearing it, and particularly you owning it. Guys, if you like this video, feel free to hit that like button. If you disliked it, that means you dislike Lum-Tec, and we hate you because you dislike America, and that ain't right. No, it's just nice to see something of this quality made here again.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you like America, subscribe to this channel. We're both American, and that's a thing. That's a fact. Or not. But if you want, and if you are a subscriber, rather, hit that little bell on our channel page. It's going to show you when videos like this come up, so you can get these streamed immediately to your channel. Guys, we're going to do more reviews and comparisons on the show. We're going to have a few more lined up for you that are awesome, and I'm really excited to do. We have a Marine Master coming up soon, and so I'm very excited to show you guys that. At any rate, thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for the next one.
See you guys.